Are you thinking of owning your dream homes? EJ Investment is here for you. Secure our quality bungalows with 2, 3, or 4 bedrooms, or our story buildings, 3 or 4 to 5 bedrooms at very affordable prices with flexible payment plans at our Sanyang Seaview Estate, where you can enjoy the cool breeze with modern infrastructure such as tar roads, covered drainage system, modern electrification with street lights, gated entrance with security posts, and social amenities such as gas station, shopping mall, medical clinic, park, schools, children daycare, and a lot more. Our dedicated team of professionals will keep the estate clean at all times, provide security and patrol team within the estate premises, install latest technologies such as CCTV, Wi-Fi, home network installation, solar panel, and power backup system. Also, check out for our additional home facilities and interior design service such as premium tiling, wall plaster, home landscape, fingerprint home lock, and a lot more. Visit our office at Senegambia Kololi Highway and get a free site visit tour, or contact us on 4464838. WhatsApp us on 3259220. Or you can visit our Facebook page or Instagram on EJ Investments. EJ Investments, we are first in properties.
All right.
Honey, did you remind him that the last time he sent the money, it was not enough to buy all the provisions?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell him.
Are you guys talking about money transfer to buy provisions?
Yes.
But don't you know about Baluwo?
Baluwo? What is Baluwo?
Baluwo is a service that your son can use to send provisions directly to you guys from the shop. And you don't have to worry about the exchange rate.
Tell me how Baluwo works.
It's very simple.
Just log on to baluwo.com and shop, or download the app on your phone. You can shop on the website or using the app to buy online basic products for your family and friends. With Baluwo, you decide what your money is spent on. Your money, your choice. Buy online products for your family and friends in the Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria, or Mali. Baluwo, better than sending money.
Let me first and foremost apologize for the late start. But notwithstanding, we are all and set ready to go for this 2 days dialogue here at Mercy. Once again, on behalf of the entire council and staff of the National Youth Council, let me take this opportunity to welcome all of you to this 2 days dialogue, youth dialogue on elections here at Mercy. Before we start, maybe we can just take 10 seconds to pray in our individual ways before we start. We are once again delighted to have all of you in our midst for the next 2 days on this National Youth Dialogue on Peaceful Campaigning and Elections in the Gambia, on the theme Youth as Agents of Peace and Non-Violent Elections. This 2 days activity is fully funded by the ECOWAS mission to the Gambia, and we are certainly delighted having them as a partner of the National Youth Council. So we are here this for the next 2 days, as I rightly mentioned, for this dialogue. And we want to start first and foremost with the official opening ceremony, which will be presided over by the Honorable Minister for Youth and Sports himself. So on the program guide, first we will have the welcoming remarks to be done by the chairperson of the National Youth Council, Mr. Usman Fati. Then a keynote address by the representative of the special representative of ECOWAS to the Gambia, a statement by Mr. Aliou Mohamed Njai, the chairperson of the Independent Electoral Commission, and finally the official opening statement to be done by the Honorable Minister for Youth and Sports. Without much ado, I have the singular honor and pleasure to now invite Mr. Osman Fati, the chairperson of the National Youth Council, to formally welcome all of us to this 2 days gathering. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, MC. Executive Director, Mr. Alaji Jaju, and staff of NYC. Honorable Minister of Youth and Sport, Honorable Bakar Wai Baji, Special Representative of ECOWAS President to the Gambia, represented by Mr. Claudio Kondo, Political Advisor, Chairman, Independent Electoral Commission, Uncle Alu Mamar Njai, my fellow chairpersons and female representatives, representative of national youth organizations and political wings of political parties across the country present here. Good morning to you all. Colleagues from the media, all protocol duly and respectively observed. I bring you warmest greeting from the entire board, management, and the membership of the NYC. I am very pleased and honored to be part of this official opening ceremony in my capacity as chairperson of National Youth Council. The theme for the ceremony, youth dialogue on peaceful campaigning and election. Master of Ceremony, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, recognizing the central role of young people in the country's electoral processes, and to provide a platform for open and frank discussions pertaining to the electoral issues surrounding youth engagement in the country's social, economic, and political development processes, and how this is tied to the peace, security, and electoral violence in the Gambia. National Youth Council of the Gambia, in partnership with the ECOWAS Permanent Mission in the Gambia, is today jointly organizing this 2-day National Youth Dialogue in the context of the ECOWAS support to the consolidation of peace, democracy, and good governance in the Gambia. In the room, we have over 50 participants drawn from regional youth committees, chairpersons, and female representatives, heads of selected youth organizations, and young wings of the registered political parties across the country. I am very pleased to welcome all of you to this important gathering, and we thank you most profoundly for honoring our invitation, and I look forward to a productive and interactive session. Let's be attentive, participatory, learn, network as much as we can. Together and united, the peace and non-violence election in the Gambia is possible. Once again, you are all highly welcome, and I thank you for your kind attention.
Chairperson of the National Youth Council, Mr. Usman Fati, for formally welcoming all of us to this 2 days event. I now have the singular honor to invite Mr. Claude Kondo, the political advisor of the ECOWAS mission to the Gambia, who is ably representing the special representative of the president of ECOWAS of the special representative of the president of ECOWAS Commission to the Gambia. Mr. Claude, you most welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. The Minister of Youth and Sport, Mr. Bakari Baji, Chairman of the Independent Electoral Commission, Mr. Aliu Mumar Njai, Chairman, National Youth Council, Mr. Usman Fati, the Executive Director of the National Youth Council, Mr. Alaji Jaju, General Tijani Golau, Senior Defense and Security Advisor of ECOWAS, leaders of youth wings of all political parties present here, members of the media, distinguished participants. On behalf of the President of ECOWAS, Dr. Jean-Claude Cassibrou, and his special representative, Her Excellency Madame Baba Greyflow, I would like to take the opportunity to thank the National Youth Council profusely for organizing this significant forum under the theme, Youth as Agents of Peace and Nonviolent Elections. It is indeed timely as the country prepares for elections next year. I have meticulously gone through the concept paper or the concept note of this meeting and realized that 65 participants have been invited to participate in this two-day forum. ECOWAS has been in the Gambia since March 2017, after the political interregnum. And we have supported various activities to promote national cohesion and democratic governance. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm here this morning with you to reiterate the commitment of ECOWAS towards stabilizing the Gambia and making sure that Gambia achieves the priorities of the National Development Program, the National Development Plan, sorry. By merely looking at the faces of the participants in this hall, it suggests that something fruitful is coming out of this meeting. Because the participants have been drawn from various parts of the region, all 7 administrative regions in this country. And that means people are here from various backgrounds and various perceptions about what is happening in the country. So as we prepare for elections next year, we need to brainstorm. Dialogue is very, very important. Dialogue is part of democracy. As we talk about democracy, democracy is defined as government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So the pivot of all what we are doing is the people. The people are very important. And that is why we don't just sit down here to think for people in the regions. You have all been invited so that you can brainstorm, and bring out exactly what is required. Because that cross-fertilization of ideas is very important, especially youth. You are the leaders of tomorrow. You are the future leaders of this country. And so if at this point you can come around to dialogue, to discuss, to brainstorm, to bring out the issues that are very important, I think it will yield the desired impact. I'll be making a presentation on what ECOWAS has done since we came here to promote democracy, peace building, and national cohesion. It's a very comprehensive presentation, and I'm sure you will get a lot of points from that presentation. So once again, I thank you very much for coming. I was surprised when I came to the hall and I saw this number, especially when people are supposed to be enjoying their holidays. That tells us that you are taking this thing very seriously. And we will continue to support the process, not only the NYC, but other organizations, other institutions, like the IEC. We will work with the National Council for Civic Education. We will work with the Inter-Party Committee. And all other, the Women's Bureau, Women's Forum. We will work with all other organizations to ensure that we have a violent-free election come December 2021. So I implore all of you to give your best. Don't hide the facts. Don't hide the challenges that we are experiencing in the Gambia. We need to look at the opportunities. We need to look at the threats and all the rest of it, so that we will come out with something coherent, that will advise our elders, to move this country forward. On that note, once again, I thank you very much, and I wish you fruitful deliberations. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Claude Kondo, for ably representing Her Excellency the Ambassador, who is unavoidably absent. I think you understand. But from this end, please extend our appreciation, that is from the Council, and of course, certainly from the entire country, of the special relationship that we have, with the ECOWAS office in the Gambia. And we certainly hope that this fruitful relationship will be taken to higher heights for the benefit of both ECOWAS and certainly the Gambia. And be assured that we will certainly have very fruitful discussions, today and tomorrow, as to what do we do to ensure by next year, 2021, young people of this country are able to maintain peace in this country throughout the electoral cycle. That is pre-elections, during elections, and certainly even after elections. So thank you very much, Mr. Kondo. Let me now invite Mr. Aliu Momanjai, the chairperson of the Independent Electoral Commission, to deliver a statement. Mr. Njai, you're most welcome.
Honorable Minister, Student Sports, Kondo, representative of ECOWAS, Youth and Sports, the media, and you, youth, responsible for this gathering here, is to benefit you and to make sure that you keep up with what you have been trained here, what you learn from here. For many people, an election is a crucial decision about the future. If the election goes well, the country can continue towards democracy, peace, and development. But if the election goes badly, it can undermine democracy and turn the country towards conflict and bad governance. For an election to go well, it must be free and fair and transparent. There must be free speech so that all citizens, political parties, and candidates can speak without fear or intimidation. The media must be free to tell everyone what was said without pressure to twist the truth. That's the role of the media. That is the job of professional journalists, to fully inform citizens of the issues and their choices, so that they can decide for themselves for whom to vote for. Also, the election must be fair. There must be rules to ensure every citizen has a secret vote. All candidates must have equal rights and opportunities to campaign without interference. The rules must be enforced fairly, and everyone must respect the results of the vote. That is why the IEC, the Gambia here, we proud ourselves that from the beginning to the end of elections is done transparently, so that the winner will know that he deserves to win, and the loser will not have anybody to blame, especially the IEC. Because at the beginning, we start registration. And to do that, we involve the whole country. where it will take place and at what time and for how long. And on this note, I would also appeal to you, the youth, some of whom may not have a voter's card. Next year, we are going to do a complete voter registration. Even those of us with cards, those cards are invalid. So the whole country will be informed where we'll be, when we'll be, and how to do it and when to do it. And party agents and candidate agents are always invited to come and witness everything from the beginning to the end. And at the end of the day, we paste those who are registered in the polling station so that anybody who has any objection can object. That's why we are saying, as far as the government is concerned, we have the most transparent, free, fair election throughout the whole world. Because right now, one of my staff is out of country witnessing an election. That was held on Sunday. But the results are still not out. But for us, when voting starts, everybody is there to witness it, party agents. And at the end of the voting, votes are counted there and then on the spot. So that everybody will know who's got any how much you have in that particular polling station. After that, it will be coordinated. So you cannot hide anything. It's so transparent and free and fair. And it's done within 2-3 hours after voting closes. So for us, thank God, let's maintain that policy. It is indeed gratifying to note that one electoral cycle is gone and we are ushering in another. It is therefore no coincidence that the IEC, acting in consonance with the electoral laws, published the electoral calendar 2021-2023, because this includes national elections, national assembly, and local government elections. The IEC continues to make all efforts to build on the gains made in the past in order to establish a sound and enduring democratic culture based on the right of the citizens to participate in the development of the country and to maintain at all times free, fair, and transparent electoral system. That is why you, the youth, must never be used by anybody or anything to create any problem. Don't ever be used, because it is free, fair, and transparent. You have the right to participate or to support any party or any candidate, but never ever be involved in anything violent. Attention has therefore been focused on the delivery of electoral services for the purpose of the Gambia to have the opportunity to participate in development of the nation through exercise of their right under the franchise to hold diverse political opinions, associate freely without undue hindrance, and regularly elect their representatives in genuine elections in an atmosphere of peace and tolerance. You all have the right to participate, whether through a party or as an independent candidate. You have the right to participate. You are a Gambian, and here is our country. You have the right to participate in whatever you want to participate in. It is to attain the outlined policy. The IEC has set itself objectives based on the principle of fair play, integrity, and transparency, which is indeed the motto of the Commission. The Gambia has made important strides in opening up avenues for popular participation and representation. The gains made over the years can only be consolidated with the full and active participation of all and sundry, particularly youth. most probably in the electoral process. All previous cycles of elections were conducted successfully thanks to the increasing support and caution of all stakeholders. And you play a key part in that. The Commission encouraged political plurality in line with the ideals of multi-party democracy as enshrined in Section 26 of the Constitution of the Gambia in 1997 and Section 104 of the Electoral Act. Currently, there are 16 registered political parties, and the list may go on and on by all indications. Before we only had 5, we went to 9, now it's 16, and then we go up 20, nobody knows. But also that does not prevent an individual from participating as an independent candidate. The law still provides for that. The Commission is pleased to note that the political parties work amicably through the Interparty Committee. This committee has an MOU that aims to foster peaceful coexistence among all parties. Because once you form a party, you are part and parcel of the Interparty Committee. Each party is allowed to send 2 representatives to the committee. So they meet periodically and discuss issues. Therefore, inasmuch as we are encouraging and calling for the youth to participate in the electoral process, youth have to be engaged positively, not negatively, positively. They have to occupy positions in the political parties and civil society organizations, LR. They have to be open and constant dialogue with the youths and sharing of vital information with them to be priority. That's why I repeat again, the voter registration that's going to take place next year, make sure that those of you who will be 18 or over 18 and have no voter's card, make sure you go and register. And for the maintenance of peace and tolerance in the electoral process, youths are not to be used as political stocks. Instead, they have to be the voice of the voiceless and the instruments of peace. They need to see the Gambia first before any other thing. Build a strong bond among you that no one can break. Make sure of that. On that note, let me say thank you very much for your attention, and to thank ECOWAS as well and the UNDP for the support they have been lending to the Commission. On that note, have a good day.
Very much, the chairperson of the Independent Electoral Commission, Mr. Aliu Moman, for those words of wisdom shared. We will assure you that as young people of this country, certainly no political party will use us to stir violence, whether in these upcoming elections or in any other elections thereafter. One thing we know is whatever damage that we do to this country reflects directly on us. In 10 years' time, in 20 years' time, in 30 years' time, we will be the ones present in this country. You know, the older generation would have retired peacefully in their houses or in their graves. And we would be here to steer the affairs of this country at that time. So whatever damage we do today certainly reflects tomorrow. So will certainly not be used to stir any kind of violence in this country. Again, through our registered youth organizations, we will certainly work to ensure we are able to organize a campaign to really mobilize our young people to register. It doesn't matter whichever party they belong. All we think is our role is to ensure every young person that is qualified to vote registers during the registration process that starts next month. So we will walk through our registered youth organizations, and organize a big campaign nationwide to ensure every young person registers to vote. But again, chair of the IEC will also want to make one appeal we have formed the Youth Inter-Party Committee, and you were present at the launching at the Caraba Beach Hotel. One thing we will want is the formal recognition of the structure. We know we have an inter-party committee where all political parties are represented, but we would also want the formal recognition of the Youth Inter-Party Committee as a structure under the Inter-Party Committee, such that it is, provided the capacity it needs, and it can also be used to certainly, really be seen as a formal function, and it can also effectively do its role. But what we have now is a committee. We are working together, but the formal recognition is still absent, and we will want to really work through your office to ensure we have the formal recognition of the Youth Inter-Party Committee. All political parties are represented at that level. The singular honor to invite the Honorable Minister for Youth and Sports, Mr. Bakary Baji, to deliver the formal opening statement for this 2 days dialogue. Honorable Minister, you most welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. I was just telling myself, if it is 2 years, we will have to be getting breakfast and lunch for all of us for the remainder of the 2 years. Well, thank you, Executive Director of the National Youth Council, who is the chairperson of the Master of Ceremony today. And warm good morning to our elder statesman here, the chairman of the Independent Electoral Commission, Mr. Njai, and to the Mr. Claude Kondo, the political advisor to the ECOWAS, and General Tijani K. Golan, security advisor, and to the chairperson of the National Youth Council, all representatives from the different political parties, young people from across the regions, the media. I bring you a good morning from the Ministry of Youth and Sports. I am deeply honored to preside over the official opening of this very important event. The National Youth Dialogue on Peaceful Campaigning and Election is jointly organized by the National Youth Council in partnership with the ECOWAS Permanent Mission in the Gambia under the context of the ECOWAS support to the consolidation of peace, democracy, and good governance in the Gambia. The theme, Youth as Agents of Peace and Non-Violent Election. And the objectives are that to facilitate a frank and open dialogue among young people on the perception of the electoral processes and the documents, and document their aspirations for the upcoming 2021 presidential election. And the third is to provide a platform for learning and sharing of experiences among young people on the critical issues surrounding youth engagement in the country's socioeconomic and political development processes, and how this is tied to peace, security, and electoral violence in their localities. The fourth is to develop a youth engagement strategy with a view to encourage young people's involvement in party leadership and decision-making process. And the last is to discourage hate speech, personal attacks, and tribalism among political parties in the Gambian society. Chairperson, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm aware that this event brings together 65 participants, mainly the leaders of the selected registered national youth organizations, chairpersons and female representatives of the regional youth committees, as well as the leaders of the youth wings of the registered political parties in the country. This event is significant in many ways. Firstly, it is coming at the right time as our country prepares for the 2021-2022 or 2021 to 2023 election cycle. Secondly, the role of young people in the successful conduct of peaceful campaigning and elections remains a key cause of concern for many Gambians, particularly the younger generation of today. And the third is that young people have both been victims and perpetrators of heinous crimes, pre during and post-elections in most parts of the sub-region. It is therefore right that we learn from these lessons and prepare the young constituency to take its rightful role in the maintenance of peace throughout the election cycle. Chairperson, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as a country of multi-party system, the Gambia's political landscape is becoming highly competitive. Recently, with the number of all the registered political parties increasing significantly from 9 to 16. Undeniably, this development is indeed positive in many ways. The difference in political ideology, though if not managed, has the potential to negatively impact the gains that we have so far made in our democratic systems and process. I would want at this juncture to assure all of you that under the leadership of the President of the Republic of the Gambia, His Excellency Adama Barrow, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, through the National Youth Council, is committed to providing youth-friendly space for dialogue with one another and with older generation to ensure participation, inclusion, and contribution to nation's building. As we celebrate 20 years of existence as a National Youth Council, the government of the Gambia has engaged partners and has secured commitment to review the National Youth Council Act to ensure the concerns and needs of our young people is adequately addressed now and in the future. And part of the amendments will include the rights that young people have in participation in political processes and democratization. Indeed, youth engagement in peaceful, pre, during, and post-election and in participation in politics are key factors not only for democratic consolidation, but also for everlasting peace and stability of the country. More so, elections in many countries, including the Gambia, have been marked by violence, and although the popular stereotype depicts youth as both perpetrators and victims of the conflict, this trend poses a serious threat to peace and security of the country. A situation that affects everyone, no matter your background, your political identity, age, or any differences that we have out there. Chairperson, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, allow me to therefore, on behalf of the Ministry and Government of the Gambia, thank the National Youth Council, all its members and partners for the commitment towards the national service, but most importantly, our valued partners, ECOWAS Permanent Mission in the Gambia, to their special representative. Now, ECOWAS is one key partner that has been supporting not just the National Youth Council, but the Gambia as a whole, especially since after the 2017 political conflict that we have seen here. In conclusion, as I wish you a successful deliberation, I look forward to receiving the outcomes of these 2 days dialogue. I now have the singular honor and pleasure to declare this 2-day convergence formally open. And thank you for your kind attention. And like I said earlier, as a ministry, we're not just interested in the event, but we're interested in the outcomes and how us and you together can work to ensure that our young people are not just agents of political parties, but are active participants in the processes that lead to the elections, during the elections, and the outcomes of those elections that we'll be conducting from 2021 to 2023. Thank you so much, and all the best.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Minister for Youth and Sports, Mr. Bakari Waibaji, for formally opening this 2-day session. We want to have a group photo outside, so please bear with us. We can allow the high table to leave, and we will follow to have the group photo outside. Thank you very much, once again, all of you. Thank you.
better broke down.
With Gamtel G-Fiber, now you can enjoy super fast internet in gigabytes. G-Fiber is affordable, stable, secured, and accessible to homes, businesses, and enterprises. With Gamtel G-Fiber, the future is speed. Gamtel, creating a brighter future in communication.
That's how she became mine and see that.
Love like fire. Wow. Love like fire. Xam ngeen rek affaire bi xam ngeen fan la? Skincare la. 2020 lañ wax de. Waaw. Fii nag mooy Kerr fan Kerr zero tache. Perfect skin. Skincare saa su ne rek niñ ko dee defee rek. Loo lañ soxlaati rek. Maanaam bu dee am problème ci seen skin yéen xam ngeen fan la fii ngeen di ñëw suma xarit yeeg am di jàmm yi nga xam ne taas daf lañ sonaloon xam nga doon xeesal bel laka xum éneew ma lañ ko nag waaye just in case comme ni ko gars yi di waxee rek en cas just in case loolu xew xam ngeen fi ngeen di ñëw Skincare Plus si yu baax rek la ñoo dox nag ay baax rek fu ne la ñoo dem ci réew mi di lañ indi rek nag products yu baax du Paris du Italie du USA du fi mu nekk nii sax boole nañ ci nag Sweden fu nekk lañ leen a indilee products bu dee tamit nag da nga ñuul rek ñu lay jamaa natural beauty that melanin dripping we do have stuff for you as well emuñ si skincare products rek ñu ngi ci cuub yi tamit fu ne la ñoo jaar in fact sax last commercial bi ñu defoon waxuñ leen woon ne dañoo dox ci ay kawar 9A grade rek nag waaw we do have bundles as well hair si lu ne la ñoo dox ñun ñu ngi ci rafetal jigéen rek luy taaral jigéen rek waaw boo leen di tukki tamit bëggoon that classic suitcase ñu dañoo dox ci ay Samsonite duñ dee indi any brand of suitcases though other than Samsonite comme li ma dee wax rek boo eggee airport dëri Samsonite dafa am nuñ laa xoolee waaw ngeen ne lan nag waaw skin ci moom la ñu gën a xamee nag skincare products ci moom la ñu gën a xamee ñu ngi dox tamit benn tey tamit si ay dàlla man waaye man nag skincare mooy suma specialty xam nga rek jigéen bu sa xar kanam réglé loo def mu jag am nañ Patricia Reiner Kiwi Eye the whole range Lighten Up Gold Tomatine I mean the list can just go on and on and on and on lépp loo xam ne rek luy taaral jigéen la ci yooyu rek la ñoo dox Skincare Plus nag emuñ si Gambia rek ñu ngi United States ñu ngi Gambia fii ba pare bu dee yaa ngi anywhere in Europe mun nañ la ko mail within 3 days rek ñetti fan rek nga jot say diw emuñ si loolu rek dañ laa consult tamit balaa ñu laa jaay diw dinañ def a free consultation pour wax la rek exactly li nga xam ne moo méngoo ak sa kanam dinañ leen wax tamit ne rek am nañ perfumes fragrances men's shirts accessories we do dresses as well we do blouses I mean we do shoes name it we do them Skincare Plus 2020 is our year of perfection zero task fi mu nekk nii réew mi fii kenn waratu fi task kenn waratu fi am problème kanam kenn waratu fi am problème yu picca boo ko amee dafa fekk ne rek ñëwuloo ci place bi fii
Love like fire. Bring my yobo gumba fire. Love like fire.
Agada.
Mbijan aganyani.
Albaka.
Mbaka important.
Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la sto.
Ha, code nyenje.
Okay. What's that?
Nsila ID soto.
Ah, sa soto. Sorry. I get it.
Bijandro.
Alba.
Mbaka.
Bara Allah service o tariya.
Mbale.
Mo ki janna nun kunu bara tariya.
Jannom yona forest de bureau. Gambia tonkon na no mbali ya bere. Birim koyna fo kato.
Bari si kodo kino kato nim fo bolong labe no.
56 branches mola sota Gambia jam. Gambia kono ani Gambia bantala bankol. Nko kodo kiya bere. Kodo sifa fo falindiro fo nyaadi lafta même na kodi to poto nin kodi maraw jannom number 1 ti nyonta andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale wolam nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale de dadi man domorol dir fana beteata Gambia dawda yalo ngam fa kendol sotale je
wo moy o diat
apelenta
baraka ni na lafta nyelan kendol e binaji
yalo bu kanila ko la baraka ba
yalo ndel ciosano lo
baraka